and welcome to the NewsX Sunday Guardian Roundtable. Well, this week Bihar Chief Minister has done yet another U-turn by ditching the Congress and the RJD and tying up with the BJP once again, turning the Mahaganbandhan into a Maha failure. What then does this mean for the opposition, especially at a time when the opposition had projected or was planning to project Nitish as its best bet to take on the Prime Minister in 2019? And also more specifically, what does it mean for Rahul Gandhi and his ability to lead not just his own party but also the opposition? So joining me on this is Pankaj, Vohra, Managing Editor for the Sunday Guardian, Sheela, Bhatt, National Affairs Editor for NewsX. We have Radhika, Ramaseshan, Consulting Editor for the Business Standard, and Javed, Ansari, former editor and also political analyst. Javed, you know Nitish very well also, you know, you've covered the Congress, you know Rahul well also. So what does this mean for Rahul, and could Rahul have stopped Nitish? He's been telling us, I knew about it weeks ago. Is there something Rahul could have done?
You know, just as there is no foolproof security against a suicide bomber, there is no foolproof way of preventing somebody who's hell-bent on defecting. It wasn't just Rahul Gandhi. I mean, it's a no-brainer to say that that Congress was aware.
There are two suicide bombers here.
Look, the entire opposition was suspected. I'm not sure, even if they didn't have proof, they suspected that something was amiss. Just the day that Nitish Kumar jumped ship, I happened to meet several opposition leaders, including Mr. Sharad Pawar at Ram Gopal Yadav's 25th dinner. And in Pawar Saab at that stage, he's no greenhorn like Rahul Gandhi.
Right.
He's a seasoned politician. He was telling me, I have his word. He's given me his word that he will not go to the BJP. It is a matter of fact, and we need to resist the temptation of blaming the Congress and Rahul Gandhi for everything. It is a fact that Sonia Gandhi used whatever leverage she had to try and persuade Lalu to give up, not to insist on Tejasvi continuing. She also used whatever influence she had with Nitish Kumar to dissuade him from jumping ship. Sharad Pawar did the same, Sitaram Yechuri did the same, Rahul Gandhi did the same. But if somebody has really made up his mind, there's very little you can do.
Radhika, is there nothing the Congress could have done? Are we being too harsh on Rahul Gandhi? Because end of the day, you know, this was their big alliance. Nitish was their poster boy.
Yeah, sure. I mean, he was being projected as the poster boy for 2019. But having said that, I agree with Javed. There were enough and more indications for the past few months that Nitish could jump ship. Now, if either the Congress chose to ignore the signals, or it didn't read them properly, or it took Nitish for granted, or it made a very conscious choice to choose Lalu over Nitish, because all said and done, I will not write Lalu or the RJD's obituary. It is still a strong ally of the Congress, and the Congress is doing well to invest its capital in the RJD. You know, because this business about corruption taking precedence over communalism is still uncertain. You never know what will take precedence over what at which point. So, I mean, as I said, these are the three factors that could have weighed in on the Congress when they chose to look at this Nitish factor. But then Nitish has ostensibly made up his mind quite a while ago, and he was just waiting for the tipping point, I think.
Sheela, you know, just moving a bit away from the Congress also, this whole, you know, it's a very smart move by the BJP, by Amit Shah and Prime Minister Modi getting Nitish at this point. What will be their next target? And, you know, we know Gujarat is also, the elections are also coming, the Rajya Sabha. I know this is not really part of the debate, but they are trying to destabilize and, you know, take away the credibility of the Congress wherever they can.
Obviously, they are in politics and it is their main target. But I think, see, there are 2-3 things happen simultaneously. First of all, as all of us know, the 2019 election is now, we are much closer to it than before. So only 2 years left, and you know, last 6 months in India, how it is typical India that we hardly major decisions are taken. So we have a 1.5 year left. I think the biggest thing going on right now in all the political parties that they are observing how BJP is tweaking with their core constituency. That is their main target. That they, in every state and at the center, they are trying to shift from their middle class constituency to making it larger now. So that Gujarat Chief Minister, that entire strategy, tactics, everything Modi has left behind now. So Nitish Kumar's entire operation is the main target is that, because see, I think our colleagues will agree that even see, I would say since last 10 decades, Delhi press is overestimating Nitish Kumar as such, because why I am saying that, remember when he fought election alone in 2014, he got only 2 seats Lok Sabha. That is very important, and BJP, who has got the bloc, has got 31 seats out of 40. This is the most important figure when you think of a BJP operation against or with Nitish Kumar. And all of us will agree that the loser is Nitish Kumar, because in politics, even if in even in politics, even today when we are so cynical, personal ethics, integrity, all that matters. Credibility matters.
Okay. Pankaj, are we then jumping the gun too much and blaming it all on Rahul Gandhi's failure? At the end of the day, as Sheela is saying, also the loser here is also Nitish Kumar. This is not going to help him in the long term.
Well, Nitish Kumar always was a doubtful starter right from the very beginning when the alliance was formed also, because Nitish, hatred for BJP was just a pretense. It was never there. Even when the Godhra riots took place, he was the railways minister and did not order the mandatory inquiry which was required under the act at that point of time. He had been in business with BJP for so many years, and just because he wanted to have a go at the Prime Ministership of the country, and he thought that he could emerge as an alternative to Narendra Modi, that he had started having this he tried to change his image as a secular messiah or something of that nature. He, in the course of his association with Lalu Yadav and the Congress, he realized that he was not going to be projected, because he was never a mass leader. He was, only it was Delhi press which was projecting him or taking him very seriously. Otherwise, other than that, he has never been a mass leader. And BJP, also saw that, he's the weak link in the Mahaganbandhan. Amit Shah and Narendra Modi excel in 24/7 politics. They always look at weak links in various organizations. They follow the Vibhishan doctrine. Wherever they can find a person who can be bought over or can be wooed, they try to get him. All their victories in assembly polls have been with the help of the Congress leaders there. Whether it was Hemant Biswa Sharma in Assam, or whether it was, Jagdambika Pal in UP, or Brinder Singh and Rao Inderjeet in Haryana, and so on. And so, basically they thought that in this Mahaganbandhan, Nitish was a weak link and could be wooed, and they have, excelled in, they have, been successful in their operation. So, Nitish, his credibility is at stake, and people are already calling him in political class, the same people who supported him, that he is the modern day Mir Jafar and Jaychand. So what more can be bad for his image?
So Javed, are we being very harsh? We're calling it the Mahaganbandhan becomes a Maha failure. It's a Maha failure in Bihar only, or Maha failure nationally? Because they were planning to replicate it in UP, replicate it in 2019.
Look, I would resist the temptation of writing the obituary of the Mahaganbandhan or this grand opposition alliance which they're trying to build. But yes, there is no denying the fact that it is a huge setback. It's drilled a big hole into this whole edifice that they were trying to put together, and they almost need to start once over. There are still 2 years left. Perhaps they, in my view, they started a bit too early. They ought to have waited. Both Pankaj and myself have extensively covered, and Radhika of course, the formation and the events leading up to the Janata Dal, and I know that it just went on and on and on right till the 11th hour. Even in 2004, when Mrs. Gandhi went knocking on every door trying to bring it together, these things are basically electoral alliances, and they come to the fore at the very last moment. So therefore, there is no denying the fact, and you have to give credit to Narendra Modi and Amit Shah. You don't have to be a supporter of theirs, but yet you need to acknowledge their ability to micromanage. They are very clinical. Once they see a potential rival emerging, they will try and nip that challenge in the bud at the very beginning, rather than allow it to go to become, a bigger threat. They are doing it in the case of the opposition. They are doing it by various means, winning people over, arm twisting them, using the CBI, doing whatever they possibly can to try and blow this opposition endeavor to smithereens. Right now, Yes, it is a huge setback, but this is not something that they cannot recover from. So I would hesitate to write their obituary.
And who would be the next target? Amit Shah and Prime Minister Modi?
It's anybody's guess.
Not Naveen Patnaik?
Could possibly be. As Naveen Patnaik is the only one who's been left. Otherwise, Mamata Banerjee, Lalu, you name it, everybody has either been targeted or has been browbeaten. Like Mulayam Singh Yadav, you see him, he's covering in a corner. You know, he doesn't know which way to go. So there are people, and opposition parties have vulnerability. All political parties have vulnerability. Mr. Modi and Mr. Amit Shah will not hesitate in exploiting them.
Radhika, who do you think will be the next target of Modi and Amit Shah?
Well, Orissa is definitely on their radar, and when you think of Orissa, it has to be Naveen Patnaik. Now, Naveen Patnaik has so far had a dream run in the sense that there's been no viable opposition in Orissa, but clearly BJP is emerging as one. I mean, indisputably. Congress has just failed to fill in the gap. Now, we have to see what the BJP picks on, you know, perhaps as an odd scam or two, and there are weak links within the BJD. I mean, Jay Panda, for instance, is seen in the company of the BJP more often than Naveen Patnaik would probably like. There is a leader like Bharatohari Mahatab, who's very effective in the Lok Sabha, and who was not totally, he was indicated that he's not totally averse to the BJP. So the BJP will look for weak links in the BJD. It is already working quite hard on the ground in Orissa. It has unleashed all its leaders like Dharmender Pradhan, even young Sambit Patra, the spokesperson, is seen quite often in Orissa. He's leading delegations on behalf of Orissa BJP to the Election Commission and so on. So I would think that Orissa is very much on their radar. I mean, the BJP's leverage in a state like Tamil Nadu, for instance, is limited. So it is operating through the two factions of the AIDMK, and there I don't see the prospects being very bright, because I think the DMK is just waiting in the wings to get power. I mean, it's my state, so I know Tamil Nadu reasonably well. So DMK, I mean,
DMK won't.
DMK, now I do not see the DMK jumping ship so far, but one can never tell. DMK was part of the NDA, was part of the Vajpayee government. So this whole business about secularism, communalism, somewhere it falls flat, you know, when it comes to power. And definitely the BJP will be eyeing the DMK, because the DMK is the rising party again. I mean, it's going to bounce back again in Tamil Nadu. So the BJP will probably keep its options open. So these are the states, and of course Karnataka goes to polls in 2018, but there I think the BJP is very strong on its own. It doesn't need the JDS, it doesn't require as of now. I mean, unless they see some gap in the Vokaliga votes in the end, then they may try and do a deal with Kumaraswamy, but that doesn't seem likely at the moment. And when we're talking about the southern states, Kerala, yes, the BJP has been desperately trying to get some kind of base in Kerala. There the CPM is quite valiantly fighting the RSS. So, I mean, that has to be watched.
So, Sheela, this whole Congress Mukh Bharat is coming, you know, they are really working hard towards it. Now, Congress is literally reduced to being a party of fringe states, you know. If they manage to salvage Karnataka, that's the best bet. Otherwise, Himachal, they're probably losing. They've lost Bihar. In the northeast, they are being pushed to the corner.
See, Congress party losing these states, and these are all one way of talking about politics. But I think Mamata Banerjee, Naveen Patnaik or Karnataka, you know, we are talking that they will be, these three states will be the target of Modi Shah. But I think life in India runs beyond politics also, and I don't think Modi and Shah are not smart or wise enough to understand that only taking on Congress or taking on political parties completes their political task. I don't think so. So right now the issue, this GST, which has just kick-started, we don't know, we are not even in the middle of the GST effect.
Which way it will go?
One, Kashmir is still the entire policy of centers vis-a-vis Kashmir is still in the processes, and you know, today Mehbooba Mufti has spoken about Indira Gandhi. So third, how center handles the standoff with China. Then Pakistan issue is always there on the table. Then a lot of other things are there. So there are people. So I think center has a lot more on the to struggle with. So it's not worrisome, for people like us who can go beyond politics.
Okay, we just need to take a break, but after that I'm going to come and talk to Pankaj about also, what the point that Sheela has raised, that it's winning states is okay, but also winning the country as a whole. There are larger issues at stake here, whether it's economics, whether it's Jammu and Kashmir, and of course the border issues. So stay with us, we're going to discuss the challenges before Modi and Amit Shah. Hello and welcome back. We are here in the NewsX Sunday Guardian Roundtable discussing, of course, the state of the opposition post Nitish Kumar's defection. Pankaj, before the break, Sheela raised a good point about how it's not just, BJP seems to be winning most of the states, but pan-India as a whole, there are larger issues at stake here, whether it's employment, whether it's, the border issues, JNK, of course, is burning. So these are the issues which they need to figure out also.
Of course.
And the opposition, can they also cash in on the discontent?
No, these are the figures. The opposition needs to cash in on the figures. This government's performance has not been as, as on expected lines. When Mr. Modi had, in 2014 campaigned, he had promised jobs. He had promised, fight against corruption. He had talked about various other things. Governance and development was the main theme. It is no longer there. Now the theme is polarization. It's Ram Mandir. It's divisive issues which have come to the forefront in terms of achievement.
These were issues I thought Rahul would work in the UP elections, for instance. UP election was so the divisive, polarized, whatever you may say, and yet people did vote for the BJP. They looked beyond it.
No, I mean, people voted for the BJP because of two reasons. Firstly, Congress had not shed its corruption thing, and Akhilesh was always seen as an inefficient chief minister. Okay. And this combination, these people, Congress did not contest on around 320 out of 403 seats. Congressmen in these 320 seats could not go to Mayawati, could not go to Samajwadi Party. They, migrated towards BJP. So BJP's victory in UP is also on account of this Gathbandhan between Akhilesh Yadav and the Congress,
so
which deprived the congressmen in 320 seats of option. So they moved towards that. So it was good politics on the BJP's part and bad politics on Congress part. Priyanka was looking after this UP business. She was responsible for this Gathbandhan, and she could not anticipate. And Rahul gets the blame all the time. Rahul was the one who was wanting the Congress to go it alone in UP, and he was overruled by his sister and the High Command.
But they went it alone. They went alone in 2012 and came a cropper.
Exactly.
So therefore, to blame it on the Gathbandhan is absolutely wrong. Congress, let's face it, the Congress is a peripheral figure in Uttar Pradesh. It doesn't have a support group, support base of its own, and it will continue to play a peripheral role. Its best chance is in alliance with another party. On its own, it will do worse than what Nitish would have does when he fights on his own.
I'm not disputing that. I'm not disputing that in Congress. If Congress has to revive itself, it has to be on its own. What happened to the 6% vote which Congress had in these 320 constituencies? Where did it go?
Pankaj,
it helped the BJP.
Congress reviving itself in Tamil Nadu. It's been out of power for decades, and it's gone the same way in Uttar Pradesh. They've been out of power since 1989.
Even during the Modi wave, they were able to win at least 2 seats. Now those two are also in doubt.
But also,
but I mean, what are you talking? I mean, are you saying that winning those 2 seats is a big achievement? I mean,
it's going to be a problem now.
Because the Samajwadi Party supported Rahul Gandhi. Otherwise, he would have lost to Smriti Irani.
Javed, also one more point is that we've raised all the issues that could work against the BJP. But at the end of the day, like what happened in UP, there's no credible face. Rahul Gandhi is not that face, even to cash in if there is a discontent against the government. Who is the face?
Well, that's a big problem for the Congress party and for the entire opposition. There is no tall enough leader. There isn't a strong enough party around which the entire opposition can coalesce. And I am reminded of what George Fernandez said in another context, that if we didn't have a VP Singh, we'd have to invent tough. Of course, VP Singh's name will raise the hackles of my friend, my colleague here, Pankaj Vohra, but the fact of the matter is that they will have to invent somebody, But I don't think 2019 is a done deal. There are any number of things that can go wrong. There is jobless growth. There are a lot of people who doubt the fact, who would object to be using growth and joblessness together, because there is no growth, they say. And farmer distress. There's a huge farmer distress across the countryside. But it's also a poor reflection on the opposition that they have not been able to tap into this discontent and not been able to take advantage of it. These are issues that the Congress in particular and the opposition in general that needs to be focusing on, rather than just reacting to everything that Modi and this government does.
It needs its own credible narrative.
They're allowing him to set the agenda. They need to seize the initiative.
But Priya, I disagree with this common questions and common debates amongst us, that Rahul is not the fit leader, or like yesterday Prithviraj Chauhan has said that we don't have a leader of a stature to match Modi. I don't think that is the main issue, that Rahul is not fit for to fight on. I think the issue is about connect with the people, and connect with the people. The main is important, but the process is more important, and that is the storytelling. Every single political leader has a special connection with his core constituency. They tell the story, they tell there is one symphony, one narrative, and that is missing in all other opposition leader, majorly in Congress. See, in Gujarat, since last 25 years, even though BJP is ruling, Congress has a very big chunk of votes, and they are not going away in spite of Modi. When Modi was at the height of his popularity, congressmen remained congressmen. And it's not about secular communal issue only, or a development or other issues only. It's about the narrative. They don't know how to tell the story and capture the imagination of their core constituency and remain with them.
Instead of just reacting, they need to create their own narrative.
I have a slightly different take. I think, so there is still a lot going for Sonia Gandhi in the Congress. Whenever she is in the front, absolutely. Whenever she is in the forefront, you do see other opposition parties coalescing around Sonia Gandhi, and unfortunately, she's not coming out on the ground as often as she could. But if she does, what Sheela said, that she is able to convey a credible narrative. She still has credibility. This same question would be debatable about Rahul Gandhi. So we just have to see how proactive Sonia gets closer to 2019, like she did before 2004. I mean, 2004, there's no way the Congress could have come to power had it not been for Sonia Gandhi. She went on the journey.
Quickly.
Yes, absolutely. There is, without doubt, if there is one person within the opposition ranks who can pull it off, it is Sonia Gandhi. But she'll have to play a lot more proactive role than she is. She's been, she has her limitations in terms of her health. But if
last word from Pankaj.
There's a difference between Sonia Gandhi of July conclave of Simla in 2003, when she forged an opposition alliance against Vajpayee, and 2017, where Congress is, dwindling. Congress was in power in 15 states. It had, more than 100 MPs in parliament. Sonia Gandhi could negotiate from a position of power. Now, she will have to negotiate from a position of weakness. The Congress is dwindling. Congress does not have an agenda. Any alliance which gets formed, there has to be an agenda. The leadership issue has to be clear. Sonia Gandhi must play the role of a facilitator. She should play the role of a facilitator rather than trying to give Congress the leadership role.
Just one more
not
line.
Be the face to pull the strings.
But one more line to add, that I think we should also think about that 2003, India of 2003 and 4 is not India of 2017. In 2017, India is more in a fast forward mode. The new millions of other young people and others have joined in, and people's aspirations are also different than then. So exactly, and Sonia Gandhi has to move that to be. She has to change before she re-enters.
One final point.
Just
one final point. I would. I don't think Mr. Modi and Mr. Amit Shah have a danger from the opposition parties right now. If they have a danger, it will be from within. Whether the RSS will support them, because RSS is very upset on the presidential election. If it continues to support, they will go from position of strength and strength. Otherwise, they will have to do a lot of soul searching themselves.
Well, that is the nature of politics and nature. Nature abhors a vacuum, and if the opposition is not going to provide the opposition, then maybe the RSS, well, we never know. But at the end of the day, the message is there for the opposition is something we've been saying all along. They need to get a credible narrative, they need to stop reacting and get their own narrative in place, and they need a credible leadership. But that's it from us. Thank you for watching this show. We'll see you again, same time next week.